Everyone loves our next guest for his infectious energy and his hilarious catchphrases, but in his new memoir, Over the Top, he gets real about the traumas he faced before fame. Please welcome 1/5 of the Queer Eye Fab Five, Mr. Jonathan Van Ness.
This morning, I was like, let me be calm, and then I was like, no.
Yes! Yeah. If you walking out calm would be something different.
Right? Yeah.
You'd be concerned.
Yeah, like, why is he not running?
But I tell you what, it's been a whirlwind past few days for you, man. Your book is making headlines, and you even said in your own words, here we go, buckle up, Buttercup, because I can go from comedy to tragedy in 3 seconds flat. So I'm just curious, do you feel a little anxious leading up to the release of the book, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm talking about a lot of things in this book that have, really been on my mind, and have been a lot of experiences that I've carried with myself that I wasn't sure like how publicly I wanted to share these things, and because there's certain things that I'm sharing that like once you share it, you can't take it back. And I think that in light of like my own healing process, and in light of like the current situation that our country is in, and my LGBTQ community is in, and our HIV positive community is in this country, I thought it was really important for me to speak out about how my life is being affected, like in the light of what this administration is doing.
Oh my gosh, so true.
Yeah.
So true. And very brave. You talk a lot about your relationship with your mom, and you actually mentioned how sometimes you were doing some stuff she didn't know about, stealing and kind of, how was reliving some of that with her during the process of writing this book?
Well, I couldn't really get away with very much from her, so there was nothing in the book that she didn't already know.
Yeah. Of course.
So yeah, and she hasn't read all of it yet, so we'll see. We'll see how it's gonna be.
Yeah, but you come out with so much. You talk about drug addiction, sexual abuse, being HIV positive. Each one of these things is something to unpack. Why did you feel the need to come out with it right now?
Well, I mean, I think a part of that was this has been things that I've been navigating and sitting with and kind of working through for years. And a part of it was that like I felt ready at this point. Like I've been in the public eye now for a couple years, and it became harder for me to be able to speak on issues that I wanted to speak on to the extent that I want to speak about them without being able to speak about this information. And really writing the book was like very cathartic for me. I mean, it's taken me like a year and a half of like really incredibly difficult like day in and day out work, and it really helped me process things. And then it's been interesting because like over the last like maybe the last half of writing the book, it's like, what do I want to put in? What do I want to take out? Like, what do I? And really, like the things that I didn't take out so much. And I think the reason that I did it right now is because it is so important in the moment we're in to the climate of this country and where we are right now. It's creating a climate where HIV can thrive, sexual abuse can thrive, the stigmatization of like sex workers can thrive, and we have to like speak about all of these issues because it's really the shame and the stigma and the silence around these issues that is perpetuating them. And so that's why.
You're going to help for each of these issues, because if we take resources away and people can't get the help they need. And I imagine it was very therapeutic for you, but also was it revealing? Because I imagine you had to look at yourself in a more objective kind of way and see where some of these, whatever your patterns maybe have started. What was facing that like?
That felt like putting my soul in a blender a little bit. It just, it's really intense to look at everything and having to like kind of edit that process and look at what my role was in the process. But it was also really healing. I mean, it really was very healing, and it also kind of allowed me to find forgiveness for like so many different people. There it is. For so many different, people in areas. Luckily, I think I already had kind of done a little bit of that work in this book. But I also think that forgiving yourself is kind of like to a lesser extent, like a daily thing.
Okay.
Like the heavy lifting of that was like, I've done that already, but I think it's kind of a daily relationship with yourself where you have to like give yourself some grace.
Yes.
But and I tell you what, for you to actually write about all this and put it out there for people, and everyone sees you, and they see this joy you bring to everyone else, but it takes a lot out of you to do that. And I just want to say thank you for writing this book. Thank you for the joy you give everybody else, because you never know what somebody's going through, and for you to put out there what you're going through is incredible. But how did this status, though? When your HIV positive status came, when you announced that or when you found out, how did that change your life?
Well, it's interesting because I think the level of fear that I had like going into that diagnosis and the fear for the amount that it would change my life negatively, I actually like really have not experienced like the extreme negative turnaround. I mean, other than taking a pill every night and seeing my doctor every 3 months, I talk about this in the book, I've done nothing but get healthier, learn how to ice skate, like pick up my gymnastics again, get busier. Like I'm only thriving harder than I ever have. And I also say in the book that, you know, as someone who's lived with, you know, HIV for like 7 years, now it'll be 7 years coming up, it's like I have experienced and accomplished more in these 7 years than like a lot of people will ever experience, like HIV negative or not, you know. I think that it's yes. But I also talk about, you know, from like a dating perspective and from just like a living my life perspective. I think especially with dating, like I like to say, you know, I was already kind of like a nuanced package before, you know, necessarily talking about. So I'm just a little bit more nuanced, but also I'm really kind of in just like in a season of just like really loving myself a lot right now. So yeah.
And you know what?
I love who you are.
Stop.
Yes.
Well, we love you, and we want to keep you here because we're going to talk to you in just a little bit.
Yeah. You know what, Jonathan? You're
go.
not going anywhere. We're not letting you go.
We're back with one of our favorite people, JV and AKA Jonathan Van Ness. Now, I just want to shine a quick moment on Billy Porter because he says something really awesome in support of your coming out about your status. So he says, visibility is the point. We need to see what it looks like. We need to take the stigma away from it. How does hearing somebody say something like that make you feel? I know how it makes me feel, but.
Hearing, well, it's not someone like saying that, it's like icon legend like Billy Porter, who like stole my heart when he sang "Love Is on the Way" in First Wives Club in 1994, honey. So when people, I mean, the world has been sleeping on Billy Porter. I'm so happy that he slayed that Emmy winning, just deserves it so much. But I mean, the fact that he was like, or him mentioning my name escaping his mouth like in that scene, in that setting, and him supporting me like that, and the world validating his incredible, unparalleled talent on that level. Just, I have so much chills. I'm really proud of myself for making through that, not sobbing, because when I got told in the backstage he said that, because I was like, I didn't watch Primetime Nights because like with my cat and I'm like so stressed. But yeah, so I just, and when I realized that he won, I was really like, the next day I was like, I'm really having some incredibly intense FOMO about this, but like, you know, self-care, I had to prioritize. But wow, Billy Porter, like,
I love
oh my God.
I love you.
Yeah, no, I barely can move past Billy Porter and your cat. But last time you were here with your crew.
Yes.
All 5 of you.
Yes.
I mean, we've talked about it before. You guys have 6M. Like the show is blowing up. I mean, everything about that show is amazing. But what was your first impression when you met the rest of the crew?
Well, I don't think I'm allowed to say what my first impression of Karamo was, because it's a little like R-rated in the book, but there's a really funny sentence in there.
Let's get into it, love.
Yeah, I just said that this one thing about this one thing. I just said this one thing about this one thing. Tan was wearing like this impeccable, gorgeous like camel turtleneck, and I was like, oh my God, you're so gorgeous. Like I can't even handle it. But it was just like the most gorgeous turtleneck. Bobby was like really giving me like worry. Like he was just like worried.
Anxious.
He was a little worrisome. He was a little. So I had to talk him off. You know, talk him down. Talk him down a little bit. And then Anthony,
Was it love at first sight?
He walked in on me in the middle of a certain story that was like a little intense, and it offended his Canadian sensibilities for just a second, because he walked in, but we all go to the bathroom. So, he walked in on a particular story, and he was like a little like jarred, but then he realized he was actually like very much in love with me, and that's just part of my charm. So, yeah.
Well, you kind of you talked a little bit about it earlier. Your hobbies, man, gymnastics, ice skating, dancing. You're like doing it all. And the great thing is,
yoga.
We got a video. Check this out, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's go. Waltz jump, toe loop. Yes. Yes. Well, that was in Japan. When we were shooting in Japan, I was like bringing my figure skates with me.
Come on, Japan.
Yes, Eddie. That was the first time I ever landed
But
a
you're
single
not
flip.
joking around. I mean, that tumbling,
You're
you did a
serious.
full.
Well, I was a cheerleader in high school, so I just was taking that back
Your
up.
first male, were you
Yes.
the first
yes,
male
yes,
cheerleader at your high school?
yes. Yeah, so the figure skating is honey. I'm obsessed with figure skating so much. As a late in life figure skater, I never knew what an enemy the summer was to figure skaters. Honey, the ice time is all messed up. Well, no, because fall schedules are about to come back, so like, yes.
No, yes, Ron. I really wish I could do all that stuff. You got to get me.
You're
in
never
with it.
too late, honey. Come with the skate. Come with the
never
skate.
too late.
My little baby coach Elliot, he's so major, so good. Honey, he will get you jumping in no time.
Oh my gosh, you live
So
your
good.
best life.
Okay, you gonna do
I need to
that?
try it. I want to try it.
Oh, you're gonna try it. We gonna tape it.
I was
We
going to
gonna
ask you
show
to show us a
everybody.
move, but that'd be the ice. So can you
Yeah.
show?
Well, no. I mean, I'm in a wedge boot, like, and I just sprained my ankle earlier this year.
Oh, gosh,
so
so you know.
I'm an athlete. I gotta protect these ankles in this
Okay, well,
boot.
then, this will
I
be a
love the
safe
drama.
question. Tell
Okay.
us about when you were at the Creative Arts Emmy. You wore the most amazing slayage.
I did.
Is that the word?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You killed that.
Christian Siriano, what can I say? The talent just oozes from his every pore. It's just, he's like, I can't, wow.
As you know, your fashions are. Even when I seen you at the VMAs, your fashion was killing it there too.
I do
we
have that
gagged
cape.
for a while outside
Remember
the
our
show.
little moment?
Yes,
That was
honey.
so cute.
I remember that.
It was so much fun.
So of course I have to ask you, what is the fall item this year
Yeah,
that
what does
everyone should
everyone
have?
need?
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what I'm
Make it work a
realizing.
little bit.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like, I'm really good at balance. Like, balance is my strong suit. I'm just kidding. So I love extremes, honey. I love extremes. So right now, I'm really into, like, for fall, I'm into like wool, shorter crappies. Like, give me like a short wooler, like
I didn't see that
woolier than
coming, like stomach
or
width
give me
wool.
like a really long. I want really long. Or I want really short.
No in between.
Yes, yeah,
I love
long or
it.
short. Like, I'm really over like regular length t-shirts right now. I'm like, give me long or give me short.
Very
Give me
meta,
Fresh
Jonathan.
Prince?
Yes.
Or give me like Nutty
T-shirt
Professor.
dress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nutty Professor.
If we put on Nutty Professor.
Okay, all right.
Our movie references are really on the
Extreme.
same. No, I like it. They're the same wavelength. I love it.
It's electric.
Yeah.
Well, we can't keep you any longer because I guess you got more stuff to do.
Why?
I know. But we want to thank you so
you all
much.
so much.
Did you guys love that?